A weapon resembling the G41, this assault rifle is the weapon of choice for those new to the Rage Wars. Its primary firing mode allows the wielder to fire a single bullet per trigger pull with a brief delay between shots, perfect for long-range engagements, while the secondary firing mode turns the weapon into a fully automatic rifle, perfect to sweep an area up close. A semi-automatic handgun, the Mag-60 is a very useful weapon, capable of dispatching enemies at any range. Activating this weapon's laser sight will allow the wielder to deliver a charged-up shot that deals massive damage to even the most powerful of foes at the expense of losing mobility and a large ammo consumption per shot. A devastating weapon platform with an appetite for ammo, the minigun is a force to be reckoned with. This particular model of the minigun has been retrofitted with a personal shield generator, capable of nullifying any incoming fire while allowing the wielder to return fire. This shield is powered by special energy cells, which deplete at a rate similar to the minigun's ammo consumption. A powerful weapon best used during close-quarters combat, the shotgun is a devastating firearm. This weapon's secondary fire allows the wielder to load multiple shots at once. When fired, the weapon will release all shots in quick succession, dealing massive damage to anyone caught in the blast. A unique melee weapon, the Warhammer is a last resort weapon when the user is out of ammunition. A single swing is devastating to anyone who dares come close to the wielder. An alternate mechanism inside this hammer will allow the wielder to deliver a deadlier and devastating charged-up blow. A weapon system that launches up to 3 small explosive shells that can be detonated at will. The napalm gel can stick to any surface, allowing the wielder to set up the perfect ambush. This weapon's secondary function is its detonation mechanism, which will activate any mines set by the wielder. A shoulder-mounted weapon system, the grenade launcher fires special explosive munitions. Its primary function lobs grenades, which bounce off any surface and detonate after a few seconds once fired. Its secondary fire turns these grenades into contact grenades, which detonate once they make contact with any surface. A technological marvel, the Scorpion launcher fires special Scorpion missiles capable of delivering massive damage. This weapon's firing modes allow the user to set up special attract or repel markers. An attract marker will make any missiles within range home into it, while a repel marker will deflect the missile away from the marker and its surroundings. A vicious trap, the Iron Claw is a brutal device. This weapon resembles a bear trap and functions in the same way. Once deployed, it will remain open until an unlucky enemy steps on its jaws, slowing them down and dealing considerable damage. Area of denial weapon, the proximity fragmentation mines allow the user to set up blockades near choke points, as well as deny enemies areas of importance. These mines will automatically detonate once they sense an enemy approaching their area of effect. Should they remain active without being triggered, these mines will self-destruct after a few minutes of inactivity. A deployable weapon, the sentry turret is a personal defense weapon best used to protect or close off areas of importance. This turret will automatically target any enemies that get within its field of view, and will self-destruct once it has depleted its ammunition reserves. An alien weapon far more grotesque than the name implies. The cerebral bore targets a foe's brain activity. Once locked on, this weapon fires a homing projectile that tracks its target until it makes contact with the enemy's skull, drilling into them and ejecting the brain matter of its victim, eliminating them on the spot. The L-66 pulse rifle is an accurate, fully automatic pulse rifle that fires armor-piercing depleted uranium slugs. Wait a minute. Coyote said we weren't going to cover Turok 2008. Get your butt in here, Mamoru.
We aren't covering the Turok reboot.
Then, why is this in the script?
I'm just toying with your pretty face.
I'm gonna shove the 12-incher later tonight. Sorry about that. A strange, throwable weapon, the boomerang locks onto an enemy and attempts to hit its target as best it can, bouncing off surfaces if necessary. Activating this weapon's secondary fire will slightly paralyze the target, allowing the wielder to finish them off with a more powerful weapon. Less of a weapon and more of a support gadget, the freeze gun fires special bolts of an unknown substance that freezes targets as if they were slowly encased in ice. Activating this weapon's secondary firing mode will allow the wielder to fire a much bigger and stronger freezer bolt, which will stick to any surface. Should an unfortunate enemy come into contact with this trap, the bolt will immediately encase them in an ice prison. A sniper's weapon of choice, the Tech Crossbow is an upgraded version of the old Tech Bow system. Instead of firing arrows, this crossbow fires special energy bolts in the shape of arrows, which detonate on contact. Activating this weapon's alternate fire will allow the wielder to use the weapon's scope, as well as being able to fire a much deadlier energy bolt at the expense of a large energy consumption. The flare launcher is a special gadget modified to fire special radioactive flares. This weapon fires green flares that cause light burns, meant to discourage foes from engaging the wielder. Activating this weapon's alternate firing mode will allow the user to shoot a much deadlier flare blob that deals massive AoE damage to anything unfortunate to be caught in its path. A well-rounded weapon, the plasma rifle is a simple yet deadly weapon. Its standard firing mode shoots bolts of concentrated plasma energy that detonate on impact. The detonation, however, does not create splash damage. Activating this weapon's alternate firing mode will allow the wielder to use this weapon's scope while turning this weapon from a semi-automatic weapon to a fully automatic weapon. The Emanciator is an energy-based weapon. Its primary firing mode will fire small bolts of energy that wither and decay a target. After a few successive hits, the target will be completely emaciated. Activating this weapon's secondary fire will allow the wielder to fire a much bigger bolt of energy, capable of dealing a wide area of splash damage and being effective for dealing with groups of enemies. A strange weapon that fires super compressed air cartridges. The inflator fires short bursts of compressed air, which reach criticality after several quick shots. Its secondary firing mode will load a bigger cartridge, and once fired, it will immediately expand and eliminate the target after a brief moment. A combination of biological and technological advances, the Chestburster is a very peculiar weapon. This weapon fires poisonous shots as its primary firing mode. Activating its alternate firing mode will load an egg into its secondary barrel. Once ready, the wielder can shoot this weapon and fire this egg onto a target. Once inside a living target, the egg will quickly gestate and reach maturity, bursting out of the unfortunate victim. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more content like this, subscribe to the channel, leave a like and a comment. It all helps. See you again in the next one.